Welcome back to I Love You, Colonel Sanders. I'm Token, and we might be a little bit behind where I was. The game sort of auto-saves and doesn't have a manual save, which seems a bit silly to me, but whatever. I meet up with my bestie at school. Before you can tell her about your encounter with the Spork Monster, she launches into a story of her own. I think mine's a bit more important, Miriam. Oh, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I think I might like Clank. Ooh, like him? Like, wink. I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. Is it the robot penis? I like him. Like him. It's the robot penis. We got to talk after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. How would Clank know? Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? Checks out. No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible... Wait, what? But he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. Was also the convertible... He was the convertible that he rode in? I don't get that second part. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Yeah, that checks out. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, you're a thing now. We definitely connected yesterday as I fought a Spork Monster. Sure you did. You're great, why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here, or is it just my sweet ass? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in a botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. This is gonna turn into a sex drug story there, Miriam. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. Boy, this game has drug smuggling now in it, eh? Didn't think you'd go there, Colonel Sanders. He was so nice, he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we stayed in touch, you know, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know that one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, 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 it would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or Colonel Sanders. No, I'm not going to. Well, I mean, she is my best friend. Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? Oh, who's to say? Why don't I tell her the one Colonel Sanders doesn't know he told me about? Surely that's a nice compromise. Make up a fake one. Quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know. How about it was Eye of Newt? I know it sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? That's actually a thing, if I'm not mistaken. Eye of Newt. Wow. Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other drug dealers, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school on a horse I'm going to assume is named Buttercup. I mean, You gotta admire the majestic glory. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance, called canter, before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on its rear, sending it running free into the countryside. You're struck by the sight of him, so struck that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you have. What a horseful beaut you have. Dang it, that's what I just said. Being good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Token gets really nervous around people they like. Alright, that is not helping. They got food poisoning and we're up all night. Gruesome, you should have seen it. Gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. That was abysmal, Miriam. But you're my bestie, so what am I gonna do? And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you see your two arrivals. Ashley and Van Van are doing something bad. By the way, they're hiding, so you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad? I would not put it past this game. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder. He is jacked, give him credit. But he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Tell them to stop acting track like you're not interested, but try and get a closer look. Yeah, let's play it cool. Play it cool. You sit near the rivals. Ashley has got the whole evil eye thing going on. And thighs you could bounce a pound cake off of, if you know what I'm saying. But leave your back to them. You even hear Van Van mutter something that sounds a bit like a magic spell. However, he notices you eavesdropping. You try and cover your tracks and improvise an excuse. Ahem, it's time for class and you're distracting the rest of us who want to learn. Now you've upset them. Oh no, not the rivals. What will I do now that I've upset the rivals? Are there light switches in the middle? No, okay, I was gonna say. Are there light switches in the middle of the map over there? Just, to the bottom left of South America? But no, that's just a key. Oh, and you're the Emperor of Cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you know a good meal if it ain't you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skill. It takes creativity, it takes panache, and it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what they were hiding and you instantly recognize it. It's a book just like the one you found after your encounter with the Spork monster. That. It's the same book I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. This book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret. You notice they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. I'm gonna assume that's a fetish. We're playing, hee hee hee. Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. He did run over his foot. Bzzz, womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Racist. Womp womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Werbst. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Ashley gets a little too close for comfort. Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone has completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena at least. Or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. That's a sentence I hope to appropriate for myself one day. Maybe I can help with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem to be that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize. Class starts at 12:20 on the dot, damn it. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. Lies. He reacts not at all. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention lesson, truly you do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. That's rather rude. Calling that man a coward. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tiny tray of food in front of you. Well token. Naturally, this appears to be a sample platter. A glass of water, a shimmering pepper, or a dog biscuit. I'm personally, I could go for a glass of water right now. The voice is sort of raining havoc upon my vocal pipes, but I'll take the shimmering pepper. I like peppers. Brightly colored pepper stands out from the items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out to grab it and eat right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. Boy howdy, I didn't think I'd be back in the cosmic distortion realm this soon. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend, ooh, I was never your friend. This guy again. I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh, you must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. Pretty sure you died by eating octopus that wasn't properly cooked, so that one's on you, chum. All you must do is, as I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is, sorry, I think I've got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through. To fulfill the prophecy. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Aw, man. You come to and find everyone's staring at you. The pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. Alright, this seems like it's more on you than on me, Sprinkles. Bad dog. Think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim. And your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competition cook-off. My God. I demand you stop wasting everyone's time. Is everything a competition with you two? Yes. Yes! Well, not with me. I'm on a personal journey to learn, to love, to eat, to love, to learn, to sleep, to die perchance, to sure why not, but I'll definitely not try to constantly battle. Yeah, stop getting your genres crossed. Don't you have some portable monsters to capture or something? Where did the cleaver with the little charm come from that Ashley is holding? That's quite threatening, actually. I need to eat if I'm going to have the energy to sustain my education and pursue my dreams of being a master chef. How are any of us supposed to get anywhere if we're constantly fending off challenges from every know-it-all with an apron? Besides, I already brought my own lunch. Token, you should have it. It will give you the energy you need to succeed. Miriam reaches out and presents a gift to you. A very tiny grilled cheese milkshake, Werther's soup, and cherry tart. My special grilled cheese and tomato soup. Okay, it's got what appears to be some sort of cough drop in it, with chocolate milk to wash it down and a tartlet for dessert. It only takes you 5 seconds to eat Miriam's tiny food, and you'd eat the glass in the plate right in there with it. But if it wasn't, it's just what you needed for motivation. You know what? I learned enough for today. Let's battle. Well, I tried. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. 4K. Just then huge light blasts in your face reading the words timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Ow! I stand corrected. If it's a battle you want, if it's a battle you get, my bestie can best the best of them. I best believe it. Like a diamond I was formed under pressure. Damn those thighs. And now it's my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. Dope music. Listen to that go. Can I lower the music volume, just in case? Just in case I sound a little too quiet compared. I'm aware 15 minutes in is the wrong time to be doing that. But I'm hoping I don't sound too quiet for the beginning of this recording. You had his chicken and you made his mashed potatoes and gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him here again. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast if the timer runs down and be forced to pick randomly. Oh shit, what temperature does water boil at? 100 degrees Celsius! That's right, but how would you even gotten into the school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season the chicken before you cook. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs? 11. That's right. You might not know all the ingredients, but at least you're headed in the right direction. I've got 2 of them. Now that you've got some basic steps going, time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? Vigilance? Wrong! What? I'm begging you to get it together. Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Next question. Classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you came from. Every day you'd meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be the time to harness that energy. So where does it come from? Small town with... Oh! This is a horrible time to start forgetting important things. Next question. Try and shout the noise. I'm 2 for 4. Shout the noise. Cooking. What is the sound of success? Sizzling. What? Don't make me get the spray bottle. Is this the end? Yep. Well, I will try again. Darn. Who'd have thought there's a game over scenario in this? If I get too many questions. I mean, really, the sound of success? I think that's a bit... Alright, really? We'll just... Whoa, whoa, whoa. Settle down. Okay. Apparently, it can go differently depending on the choices I make. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. This hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's the original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope it's a message to lift your victories. Yeah, okay. And there we go. Sanders was here this time. 100 Celsius. Easy. 11 herbs and spices. I got the 2 easiest questions right. Gratitude? Yes! You must never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you. A small town where big dreams are born. That's right. This is your shot. You're not going to miss it. Ow. Shut out the noise and focus. It's not sizzling. Is it silence? That's right. When they taste your cooking, they'll be so taken it will be that they'll be unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders out the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Token. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy would it take to fill a traditional Victorian... What? What were you thinking? Get your mind. I don't know how many spoons... There are strangers around with only one desert cookbook. What do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? You should be focused on the challenge or falling behind. Wedding vows. What does that have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? Woof woof. You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough in a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes. Zzz, pop. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in the kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Token does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by doing it the easy way. You hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hands in the mixer to rescue the dough before it's overmixed. Token, no. You're not fast enough, your hand gets stuck and immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Lysander shakes his head in shame. This got weirdly dark. What you often find is the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stops what they're doing right now. The battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Oh, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Token's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skip straight to dessert. Okay. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes as good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Token to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring the creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within a honeycomb? Inside, you'll find delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb ice cream, 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry jelly. Whatever that means. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger into the chocolate sauce, ruining it for everyone. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you, hee. As he places a sauce-covered finger to his lips, Ashley leans over to whisper something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel. I've gotta shoot my shot, man. You reach out with your apron to wipe some sauce off the glistening face. Colonel Sanders recoils and brushes you back. Goatee isn't just a fashion statement, it's functional. I was saving that flavor for later. It's a flavor saver, really? That's okay. Well, I'm just gonna try again. Am I back at the quiz? That'd be real convenient, actually. That way I can actually do what I did the first time. Yep, no, I'm back at the quiz. Funny that. Demand they stop wasting everyone's time. Because now Miriam's back. Oh, I stand corrected. It's a battle you want, a battle you'll get. Yes, I know the answers now. Well, okay, that was luck. Just happened to be clicked on the right one. 11. Trust. Wrong. Damn it, it's gratitude. Next question. Small town, big dreams are born. Silence. That's right. That's Colonel Sanders at the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Token. He's cheering you on, which would be awesome. Damn that white horse. Blowing me a kiss. What are you thinking? Get your mind back in the competition. Strand Desert Island. Desert Cookbook. He's a hunk. God damn it. It's me and Colonel Sanders walking on a beach. What does that have to do with crafting food? I don't know. Good heavens. And now my hand is crippled once more. Turns out getting between them's a terrible, terrible idea. Who'd have thought? Internalize the rage you feel. Your rage burns so intensely with your eyes that they burst into flames. Flame causes your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash. They fall off in your face, which means people have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Well, that's quite the embarrassing snafu, isn't it? Embarrassed and ashamed, you poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow. You run to the quad to be alone. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and decided to get married. He won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try and hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and the small fire. You mean I'm physically hurting, then? Okay, I thought it was going to be emotional, you see. I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser, not fit to fill your fryer. If you know what I mean. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated, voiced by a damn handsome man. Well, handsome, sure, I was born that way, but I walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money could deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, it's honest, it's something a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds, and I'll call it Popeyes. That exists. Damn! Church's Chicken. Nope. Bonchon? Already a thing. In Korea, though. Tricky. Yay. Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. It's the Spork Monster! Battle-scarred from the night before, prepare for the worst. Oh god, it is the Spork Monster. Gorko the Spork Monster is here to fight a hero. Is anyone feeling a bit of deja vu? I'm sorry, Gorko, but I could have sworn we already battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin, and I, Gorko, am here to avenge them. Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins, so no, not really. We're pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? Colonel Sanders smirks. He's already on the same page as you. Just that we beat Borko pretty easily, so I don't think you have much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel real guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what Token is saying is, can't we just be friends? Life's too short for making enemies. I suppose we really don't need to fight. It's just I've got these pointy teeth and claws, sort of. All the better for enjoying tasty food. Surely you like to eat, don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes as you come up with a quick idea. Chomp on this. I toss the boy, a biscuit, into Gorko's open mouth, and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious! You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into this creature where we stand today. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a chihuahua. But I was still a student at this school until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook. Precisely. Borko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg of you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear, I will be there. It sounds like there's some bad cooks in the kitchen of your life. Token, together I'm sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss. A personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. As a baby, he had a magnificent beard. Then he went to the desert and a sign that says Kentucky. Also, he has a thermostat framed, or is that a wall safe? I'm going to assume a wall safe. That poor chicken. That's a candle that suggests it might smell like a sprig of celery or a foot, maybe? Unfortunate. And the ashes of, I don't know, the first chicken he ever burned. Ahem. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Looks like you live such an extraordinary life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up and he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or crispy, both perhaps. Now you've got him right where you want you. Should you reveal your new creation or keep it a secret just for you? Well, he keeps his secrets, but he shared an ingredient with me. I trust him. You decide that you're as ready as you ever to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you dive head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. Shredded cabbage just glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' looks hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until it's just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bit? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap an item to discover its memories. Discover more about the Colonel. Okay. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting at a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't realistic, it's real. Taxidermy must have been important to Colonel Sanders when he was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state Kentucky." Tap on an eye. Okay. What is this? A comb? A lock of silver hairs woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize the hair therein isn't just silver in color, it's actually made of spun silver. My god. Just scented candle. Alright, fair enough. It smells like bolo ties. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake? Summer of 69? No, it's one of the secret ingredients. It's blur! My god. The holy sanctimony of the kitchen. We'll get there in a minute. Take a closer look at the urn sitting on the pedestal. It's black nearby, it's dusty, and when you wipe it off, you read the inscription. Here lies the ashes of my past careers and business failures. You drama queen. Poor guy. Drama queen. Oh, it appears to be Colonel Sanders, except an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt? Maybe that's where he discovered one of the secret herbs and spices. Ah, his first restaurant. One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. Sure. Look closely and realize there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. It's his friend Pete, you idiot. An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe a drumstick. He seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a picture of a baby of just themselves? Probably the same person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded, am I right? Well, fair enough, I suppose. This must be where he keeps a secret recipe. Think for a moment, what number is so important to Colonel Sanders? And then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial, 111111. Ah, right. That's the number of the herbs and spices, just, again, 3 times. Safe opens inside, you find a single note. Can chicken be peeled sashimi style? I don't know. I can't say I'm that familiar with sashimi style. I can't even say it right. Sashimi style chicken. Gaze across the window to the lake and the vast mountain range beyond. Just then the ghost of a student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out to the world on a quest to avenge my death? What? No, I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window crack, and the ghost of a student is swept out with a breeze. As he should be. Hate that guy. Alright, thanks for that sound effect. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of signature white suits hanging within. You take one off his hanger and try it on. The jacket's a bit big, it's a bit soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug and breathe his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear... I thought he was in a red cocktail dress, I'm not gonna lie. You hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try and act casual until he asks why you're wearing his jacket. Aww. Solid question. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say it looks good on you. I bet I could cut a nice white sport coat. Oh crap, the jacket. You totally forgot to take it off. Cold, make the big move. Just tell him the truth. Honesty, you confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. Isn't that the big move? Or I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel. Yes, Token. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence. Okay, that happened. Sure. You wake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you learned about blurg. In some jurisdictions, blurg isn't even legal. But if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. I shouldn't play this while I'm hungry. Here's a simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. sure. You taste Colonel Sanders' food and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting for you to ask him an important question. So, what would you say they're a perfect match? How presumptuous, my cuisine and your taste buds, that is. Take him down a peg. Oh, such confidence, such grace. He could be the world's greatest gift to cookery. Flatter him. You know, I think we might make a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the eyes. He gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking about you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears. Unable to speak, the only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. Did you do that last night? Almost, anyway. There's still one more day of school, after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning waits for no one. You get home and find a very surprising, your best friend is there waiting for you. Where have you been? Aye, because I had one heck of a night. I've been desperate to talk about with you, but I couldn't find you. I got worried something happened to you. It's okay, I was just... But now it turns out you're fine. I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date. I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clank, he asked me to go out with him. You're banging a robot. Of course, I told him you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. Turns out she was. But he was just interested in spending some one-on-one time together and getting to know me. So I said, yeah, sure. I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends. I think you skipped a detail there, Miriam. But things quickly spiraled out of control. You kind of long storied short into an important thing I think we should go over. Did you just say skydiving is a typical first date to go with a talking pressure cooker? And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her the whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I want to too, back to Colonel Sanders' house where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection. Wowzers. What? Why? I don't want that choice. That's a stupid choice. If being obsessed with Colonel Sanders is wrong, you don't want to be right. After a short argument, you both agree to go your separate ways. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance they're picking on Pop. Well, I mean, that's fair. Though he himself might not grasp that fact, because you know he's Pop. What's a swirly? It sounds delicious. Oh, it's great. I'll order you one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog-headed treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why don't you pick on someone your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school. There's that horse Colonel Sanders rides to school, but we wouldn't dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature. You've got some nerve, Token, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. I am uncomfortable that this got turned around on me. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist. But the injury from yesterday's mixture accent makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up, ever. Colonel Sanders arrives and it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Token, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear you're passionate about how your food is received. It's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Token. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Token. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who she is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. In an attempt to distract yourself from how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley, you take the spell book you recovered yesterday, did I? And start flipping through the pages. Pretty sure I didn't do that. Whoa, that's that book. It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful. I know several people. I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open a page covered with the arcane written, cast only in case of extreme emergency. It says around the edge of the page. This is a terrible idea. I could use this spell here, and it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it will probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. This is stupid. That's way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string on your finger. I'm with Miriam here. Okay, fine, it is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you and a pretty good excuse to try it out. No. Terrible idea. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Well, I'm glad that plot went nowhere. Sprinkles is already in the room waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. He must be hungry. Reach for some old homework and give it to him a snack. Dogs can be unpredictable. Wait and see what happens. Obviously. Sprinkles stops in his tracks, focuses on the window. Room is dead silent. He follows his gaze, see a tiny orange squirrel perched on a cherry tree outside. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you to never come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off his face. The squirrel looks over, but doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? You'd better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again. After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence is felt not only by Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professional tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Token, for reminding me to dole out the indispensable bit of wisdom. You see! But before we can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills onto the classroom, interrupted by whirs and sparks from the back of the room. My god, I told you to save it for after class. You think I want to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, and you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off your cool kid friend Jeff and Joan, JJ. Forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, well, that doesn't make it a great date. Bzz, whir. Then take Jeff and Joan with you. You can all hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Sad beep. Clank beams a shower, steam pours out of the gaps in the panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. He died? Beep bzzzt. No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. That's a fried shoe. Clank burps up a completely deep-fried sneaker, considering that he himself has wheels, not feet, and not entirely clear where it came from. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't see the entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. We've all been there, Miriam. Well, that was unfortunate, but we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The final competition showdown challenge exam. I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. How can he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm going to say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're going to cruise through this final test and hit a carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not going to saddle up with Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me? Of course not. Well, maybe sort of. But I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us and whoever else wants to bring it along. It's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year. So what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first, someone to show a little interest anyhow. Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I really should review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. I bet Professor Dog is going to love it. While you're pep talking Miriam, you completely miss lunch, but that's okay, because lunch seems to be a violent sort of competition anyway. You decide to head to the arena to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. Test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. A chance to beat the pants off Van Van, the supposed Man-Man, and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of the recipe you've been working on, Token's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making the dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session's interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Token, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pies begin to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing it, it's too bad I was over here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happier to share food with anyone who's hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get into your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when oven timer goes up. Oh, I can't lie to you, you dreamy man. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know my nose can smell pot pie from 400 yards. I mean, it's pot pie. It's 400 yards is a bit much, but most people can smell it. It's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. You know it was a pot pie just from the smell. Not a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. My nose is telling me something else. Oh no. Is it burning? Haha, no, I can smell it was made with a helping of TLC. Yes, that's what I laced it with. TLC, not LSD. It'll probably start burning in a second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth! Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide mac and cheese plus a pot pie for practicing, or just the dishes that'll put everyone over the edge of victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are peppering wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big, going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe registered fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10. What a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Colonel Sanders battles his chicken as it levitates through the air. Eggs rash. Wash? Egg wash. Miriam furiously injects ingredients into itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend, Baster Blaster. Vaughn flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rock and roid. Ashley scoops up her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality, Spatula. Maybe find a better name there, Ashley. Even Clank gets into it. 5-dial pressure point, chicken cooking technique. Wait, did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold. We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all. Self-destruct. Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you note Ashley has her spell book out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? Can we all just take a second to thank Van for saving the day? Man's a hero. You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? No! What the... Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm going to do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees you've chosen to win with your own terms and gives you a subtle wink from across the room. I believe in you, Token. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Token, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever. You turn to notice Miriam at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who's cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret ingredient. However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up. And where in the world did she even get Eye of Newt from? The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. Watery noodles begin to swirl in the air. It only works for chicken, not noodles, you fool. Bubbling in dark cloud, it thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve the Spork Monster. Steve, wait, what happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you? Were Spork Monsters so many? I think Gorko had the day off. But you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle, so I'd say you're doing pretty alright. Oh hey, you're in the middle of a cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV. You crazy kids and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster notices you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscross some magic items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Ah, yeah, you guessed it. Sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles into the pot of salted water? I'd love to. I've always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country, you can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a long and involved story. You don't know where exactly it came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on the competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in Monster School I had fallen asleep during a tactics class, and when I woke up, you toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck. Godspeed, Steve. Yes, I'm just gonna give up right now. Extra power deep within. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Token, you're the chosen one. You will avenge me. The power had been something immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that this power, you can do anything except turn back time, which would be super useful because you were powering up chicken pot pie overcooked in your oven and it can't be served. God damn it. But don't worry, Token, you may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Sanders decides you've earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to do is make mac and cheese. The time is almost up, so you're gonna need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the rest? The test? What will happen? What about the rules? There are no rules. Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. What a guy indeed. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. Sorry, I'm kind of in a text thing with a friend that's a little bit important, and it can't wait the 10 minutes that this video has left. And besides, something unexpected combinations have a surprising effects that surpass their individual efforts. Are you suggesting if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students. Well, crumbs. With time expired, the moment everyone's been waiting for, you must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop, clank. From off-screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. Hee, I'm flying. Sounds like it's coming from the broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside the closet, you see Pop hanging by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now. Let me guess, did Van have something to do with this? When someone asks you for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad. Looks like Pop is eliminated from challenge, seeing how he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs. May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks, I must say it's not the worst prank at USCAL history. UCSAL. But it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks? Clank! Where did that pressure cooker run off to? You wait to hear the signature word beep of another onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow he must have gotten unplugged. We know how that... You'll figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. Yes, it's been a long semester. Whew! 3 long days. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles and savory soup. My word, it's so delicate. In this teeny tiny narutomaki, I spy afloat in the itsy bitsy bowl. Yes, chef. Please call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves I have picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just a dip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime! Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on, I'm not one of the dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electronic toothbrush for dogs. Fine, I'll enjoy it myself. And in a flash, the entire meal's been devoured. Not that it took much time, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+, rarely do I taste a dish with much love poured into yours. Miriam's overjoyed, she gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Tuggen, for helping me to believe in myself. Van, you're up. Now describe your dish I made. Uni over smooth egg crusted with an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer your one type of urchin with spines from a second dish-colored type of urchin? What? Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. Bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. Bit much is kind of my brand. I mean, fucking look at the hair. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the unai, but he can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh about. Woof woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine. Grr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in tongue first. But can't get past the needles. He reels back, his tongue poked and prodded. Youch, my tongue! Professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this. I keep poking my tongue. Disqualified. A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Dejected, Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour. Don't discount syntheticity. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue from a moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog, I drink milk, get over it. Sometimes it helps my agitated tongue. Next student, Ashley. It's time to step up. Now describe your dish. I made orange blossom Turkish delight and light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. Don't eat the food at a cooking school. Got toast in your ears or something, token? I told you it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say, it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yes, why I cooked it and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize we were having an eating exam. If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd have entered a college of eating school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insist, but don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spiral. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged, you are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley as she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms out with her cleaver. Why does a pastry chef need a cleaver? To rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everyone. This isn't the last you've heard of me, either. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cook, step up together. 2 chefs! What began as a bowl of delicious macaroni and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. Just when I thought I was everything in the kitchen, you give me this thing. And it's completely blown me away in my 49 dog years, so he's 7, of life. I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around to partake in the mac and cheese bowl, and they all seem to transcend into reality of another dimension. You win. Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van and Ashley are drawn back in by the magnetic fragrance. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone's graduated, the students return for one last assignment to get their groove on. Can the drum roll fuck off? The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as a site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog in the house. Ow, ow, ow. You knew that Sprinkles was Master Chef, but also a world-renowned... Is it glitched? What is this noise problem? No idea. Oh well. Master world-renowned turntablist. Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Oh, God, she's even hotter that way. Van and Ashley tell everyone that they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were the villains. I mean, they're both smoking hot, but god damn, that's a look on Ashley. For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation. It's clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was a trick to get finally notice me. Oh, amusing. Now that everyone's together, it's the Spork Monster, and he's mellowed out. The Spork Monster's no more. From here on out, I'd prefer they refer to me in my new name, Party Monster. Students try to finish what he had... Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone's too wrapped up in talking to Party Monster. Dejected student walks off. Aw, Miriam's cute too. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found the love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. Her red carpet rolls across form. It's a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop. He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for a good reason. Walking the carpet, you see perched off his dirty chef's hat. A crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam. You accept your diploma. So we mailed it to you directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. Then we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of Chancellor such and such. What a name. The music at the dance is interrupted by a second sparkling and electric hissing. It's Clank who's arrived at the dance in his same outfit. Now that I've graduated, I can reveal my truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I, Clank, am not of this earth, but actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew this the whole time. Now that I've learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she's managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of, humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Alright then. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. It's not a bad look for him, actually. Just like the first day you met him, he's come prepped to feed the entire class. However, it's not just enough to give him a bucket of chicken. This time it's a full meal. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end. No, it's not the end. As everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner, Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Token, what are you doing, sitting there all alone? Oh, I was just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, I don't know, a spicy musk, a tidy goatee, a degree from the University Cooking School Academy of Learning, just to name a few. Sorry, texting. I know we're all eager to see the end of this. It's truly my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to. As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Token. How sweet we'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is your best path forward? Could it be? You found love connection, but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef. Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school. Oh, my dear Token, I'm sure you'll find your place eventually. Along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Well, all right then. That was an ending. Kind of felt a bit rushed at the very end there, but I mean, overall, that was quite something. That was a trip. You can beat it in 2 hours, so I fully recommend, it's also free. It's a good way to kill 2 hours as far as I'm concerned. Then again, if you're watching this, you've probably seen all you need to, so do what you will. Thank you so much for watching. I've been Token. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. This is a surprise smash hit of 2019 as far as I'm concerned. Talk to you later, Shooting Negotiators, and see you around Ass Clowns.